guys, welcome to Digital Learning Week 2, Day 6. We are still going to be continuing our unit on sound this week. This is the third week we've been working on sound, and I want to go ahead and tell you a little bit about how this week is going to look. Miss Young and Miss Bedoya and Miss Stocks have decided that we will be doing new learning Monday through Thursday this week, and then Friday we will all take a day to catch up, be sure we finished everything, get help if there's anything we need help with, and get everything nice and wrapped up before we take spring break off next week. So we will have some slides today that I will go through with you in just a minute. This will be our content for the week. And then the next 4 days, we will have some investigations and activities that you'll be doing. So I will post the night before if there are any materials you might want to look for around your house so that you can do the investigations with me. Okay, so you are going to open up your sound slides and you can go through them while you listen to the video. You can listen to the video first and then read them. You can pause and go back and forth. Whatever worked really well for you last week, go ahead and do that again. So your slides should say Sound Week 3 on the front. And we have a bunch of learning targets again this week. So I'm just going to read through those for you. I can obtain, evaluate, and communicate. Oh, I'm missing a word there. Information about how sound and or light can be used to communicate. So we're going to take what we've learned and start thinking about communication and how sound and light helps us do that. We're going to identify devices that use light and or sound to help us communicate. We're going to explain how devices use light and sound to communicate. And then we're going to even design and construct our own devices that use light and sound to communicate. Hopefully you have some of the stuff at home to do those later in the week. If you don't worry. You can still work on your learning target of designing these things. Even if you don't have the materials, you can make a plan for how to do them if you did have the materials. Okay, so I'm going to click past the day 1 slide to our activating strategy. And I want you to look at all of those pictures and I want you to think about them and think about what you see in them. Think about what are they? What do they make you think of? And can you think of how light and sound might be related to those things? If you want to pause the video for a minute to look at those and maybe even take some notes, go ahead and I will be right here waiting for you when you come back. Okay, so now I'm going to click into the next slide, which is the beginning of our mini lesson. And I want you to think about all that we've learned over the last few weeks about sound and going back into our light unit this week. We're going to kind of pull those together. Did you ever think that light and sound are both forms of energy, which we've learned all about, but did you ever think that they could be used to send signals? We probably know this, but I don't know if I've ever really thought about it. So the pictures we just looked at are all pictures of things that are using light and or sound to communicate and send signals. All right, clicking down to the next slide. When our eyes detect light and our ears detect sounds, we learn things about the world around us. If you click onto the next slide, you'll see that some of the earliest forms of communication included light and sound energy. Drums were used to communicate with other people using sound. Signal fires could be used to communicate with light. And lighthouses, as we moved along in history, were built along the coast or shorelines to shine lights that alerted sailors that land was nearby. So these are all early communication forms using sound and light. If you click to the next slide, you'll see some examples of things that use sound and light. And I tried to put example videos in here or pictures for everything so you get an idea of what these are. So the first one, the U.S. Navy, which is the branch of our military that protects the water, the seas around us and around the world, they use series of beeps and flashing lights to communicate. And if you click on that video link, you'll be able to see what that looks like. And I apologize, there's kind of a weird word across the middle, but you should still be able to get the point. All right, so take a look at that and then come right back. right, so a few, maybe months ago now, we learned, excuse me, about telegraphs in social studies and how that was a new form of technology that helped people communicate and helped business change and communication change in the early days of our country. And a telegraph uses a series of long and short beeps that was used to send messages. And I think I said beeps a minute ago for the Navy. That one was just lights. I apologize. But this is a way people communicated over wires before telephone. So if you click on that video link, you'll get to see what that sounds like. Okay, flashing lights and sirens use light and sound energy to alert people in many different situations. We've all heard this, we've all seen this. Police cars, fire trucks going down when we have a fire drill at school or a tornado drill. We know what those sounds are and sometimes lights, and we know what they're telling us. There are some examples. The tornado siren video is very long. You really just need to watch it for a couple of seconds to get the idea. It's loud and a really long video. So just click on that to hear for a minute what the tornado siren sounds like. We also have turn signals in our car that uses light and sound for your parents or your bus driver to alert other drivers around them what they're planning to do. So you can click on that link and hear that. Okay, click to your next slide. And I want you just to remember that light and sound have been used throughout history to communicate quickly, and they've helped people to be able to communicate over longer distances as time has come on. These days, we've come a long way from just drum beats and signal fires that were used in the past. I think about this especially right now, that we are able to use sound and light to teach and learn digitally from our houses into each other's houses. Some of those early communicators would probably be pretty impressed at what we're doing right now. So our current technology, we have cell phones, we have computers, we have wireless things. All of these are using sound and light to help us communicate. Alarms on our phone, radios in our car, TVs in our homes, and bells at school are everyday forms of communication that use sound and light. All right, we have made it to our summary slide for today, and I know this maybe went a little fast, so please feel free to go back and re-watch the video, re-look at the slides, and let us know if you have any questions. So today we learned all about the ways that both light and sound energy can be used to communicate and be used as alerts and signals. For the rest of the week, we will work on some investigations and ideas about how we can plan and design and even maybe construct a device that uses sound or light to communicate. I hope you guys are finding examples of science in your digital day quarantine life at home. You guys might have seen the video I posted of little Elliot noticing refraction for the first time, which I thought was so cool. And I've included a few extra memes to hopefully boost your spirits, make you laugh, and remind you of all the fun that we had together and that we will hopefully have again together really soon. I miss you guys. Let me know if you have any questions. There's nothing due today, no assignment other than studying these slides, and tomorrow we will be back with our first investigation of the week. Bye guys, take care.